Good morning, everyone. Exciting day today. Good morning. All right, I just printed this out. The second goes something like this. First of all, today is the 27th day. The Omer Ayoim Shiva Vesrim Yoim Shem Shloisha Shavuos V'Shisho Yomim Ba'Omer Ola Omer. So it goes like this. It says, we read an email yesterday from Mendel Mitz from Argentina. Hi Eli, a great team crew. I hope all is well. Great cheer today. Baruch Hashem, thank you. I've been in touch with Yeshua, reached out to me. I'm Mendel, your participant from Buenos Aires. You mentioned and read out my email today's shir. I noticed that there was no sponsor for today's shir. Do you have a sponsor for tomorrow's shir already? I look forward to hearing from you shortly. Thank you, Mendel. So today's shir is sponsored in honor of Reb Eli, Yosef, Yeshua, Reuven, Gary. Please specify the names of all the team crew, as Eli mentioned, should be done in today's shir, to be hung up on the board. I mentioned it, so he put the pressure on for all of your hard work and dedication in making this incredible shir happen every day. Yishkoyach Reb Mendel. So beautiful. So, I called up Yosef. I said we got to get a chart together. So first of all, this is the main crew right here. It's the whole olam. It is the whole shir. Every day, 80 to 100 guys in the Beis Medrash, and now on Zoom, v'chulu, v'chulu. Now, this is what our graphics director, Nehemiah Seltzer, put together from 12:30 in the morning till I don't know when, till 1:30 in the morning. Here's an official crew list. I'll go through it real quickly. I don't know if it's in any particular order because Gary should be up here somewhere, but you did your Kramer, Eli's Rebbe and Chavrusa, right over here. Nachman Seltzer, advisor, MC, and CM coordinator. Noam Fix, Philip Magachir, CM coordinator, right over here. You guys see what he looks like? Okay. We have Menachem Mata, Philip Magachir. I'm going to add an official question asker and 10-minute warning giver. Yeshua Aaron Price. Oh, Yeshua Aaron Price, right over here. He should also be somewhere in the top. General manager and coffee house specialist barista, Yosef Bilyak. He's the guy that helped put this together last night, grabbing the pictures. He's our COO, WhatsApp coordinator, sends out all the 8-minute stuff at 2 in the morning. Reuven Shait didn't want to send a picture in, so we got him during the shir. He's the video editor, Avi Kamiansky. And by the way, all these guys, I'm not going to go into each and every single one of these guys works every single day for the shir. There are 3 people on here that get paid minimally. Nobody in their right mind will work for the amount of money that they work for. We're not going to go into who, what, where, but the R3, try to figure it out yourself. Reuven Shade, video editor, Avi Kamiansky, CFO. Any large donations, putting together the Amuta and all that other stuff goes through Avi. Yisachar Bram, web advisor. He's the guy that just had a baby boy. He helped us immensely with YouTube. Mordechai Seltzer, when we are in our base measures, he's the guy on the main camera and putting things through, and he's IT support specialist. Gary Ben Moshe, all the way down here, but really, he's a vice president. He helped put the building together. He helps every single day. I can't tell you how many times he came to my house 1 in the morning. He was here dealing with an Arab contractor yesterday whose tiles fell off the wall and he wants to get paid and we don't want to pay him and we do have to pay him. Nehemiah Seltzer, the guy that put this together, he does the Svir Sa'imer and graphic stuff. Then we have here Moshe Chaim Stefansky, our official executive chef. He does barbecues. He does every single week. He does a chon for us on Thursday night. And then, of course, we have Judah David, our official singer. He's the song starter, official singer, together with Nachman Seltzer. There are a few other guys. There's Leon Welcher from South Africa that's on almost every day. He's the guy that did the app. He's in charge of the app, and he does the Eli Classics. You should look it up. It's some interesting stuff. Anyway, so that's the crew. If you want to know what the crew is, I should hang this up, really. Here we go. We got a board out. We got to make, and he promised to make a nicer one, better graphics, but that's what he was able to put together at 1 a.m. Yishkoyach Reb Nehemiah Seltzer. Here we go. By the way, not related to Nachman Seltzer, but yes, related to Mordechai Seltzer. They are brothers, the IT guys. Okay, so we have that. We got that out of the way. And they'll be there with us, Be'ezer Hashem. Do we have time for any more? Real quickly. Dear Rebelli, you and your amazing team have done so much to make us part of the Chabura. Even time shifting on YouTube, we feel like we're in the room with everyone. That should extend to Tehillim at the end. Until you cut us off every day. Please, the extra 22 seconds to finish Shir Amulets will not make people think the Shir is too long. As I once said, that's why I cut them off. But it does frustrate me and all of us YouTubers. We want to feel like we're part of the Chabura, and that includes saying Tehillim for Achenu B'nai Yisrael, Shlomi Rosenberg. Now, Shlomi Rosenberg is the self-appointed ambassador of all remoteness, as he once wrote in an email. And because of him, he wrote a different email telling me that I don't look directly at the camera at the 8-minute daf. That was months ago. So because he's the ambassador of the remoteness. I mean, he said so himself. So we might have to listen to him. We might have to add the Tehillim. And finally, Rabbi said, please send in some pictures. It's been a while since I got a picture from anyone. I love this one. This one is cute. It's great. It says like this. This guy's from Antwerpen, Belgium. The people that speak 7 languages. It says, my daughter also enjoys Yishir. She saw the picture and asked to print it. See attached photo. The daughter is drawing on an 8-minute daf picture. I think it's great stuff. All right, we're a little bit behind. We're holding, 2, 4, 6, 8 lines from the bottom of Daf Samach Amud Beis. V'Rebbe Matirat Sheva. We had, when it comes to a shoe, a sandal HaMesumar, this sandal you're not allowed to wear on Shabbos. Talking about this guy, how many nails can you have and it's still considered a decoration and not for lechazik, to strengthen the shoe? So Rebbe says 7. We have a contradiction. It says 13 nails. To have to say that when the shoe is uneven and you want to lift up the shoe, you add a couple more nails, you're allowed up to 13. And nobody's going to think that you're doing it to strengthen the shoe. Hashadas is lachi. Once I come on to that answer, if you remember yesterday, we had a question on Rabbi Yochanan. He came up with 5 nails, just like in this picture. But where's the 5? Whoever says 5, we have a sheet of 7, we have a sheet, but we're 5. So we found a Tana called Reb Nuhayroi, and we said Rabbi Yochanan goes like Reb Nuhayroi. We don't have to say that anymore. Like Kashi, like Tashani. Maybe Reb Nassan, who said 7, is talking about a shoe that's uneven, and Rabbi Yochanan will agree to him. He'll say usually 5 is the limit. If the shoe is uneven, you could go up to 7. Omer of Masna, V'amir lo Omer of Chadvoy bar Masna, Omer of Masna, Ein halacha ki Reb Elazar Reb Shimon. Reb Elazar Reb Shimon, as we had yesterday, if you're going to use one of these shoes that has nails in it to lift up your bed, like you lift up a bed with an egg, or you're going to use it to shut a jar closed, top off a jar so nothing falls into it, that's okay. Comes Reb Elazar Reb Shimon says it's not okay. What's the problem? You might see it on your jar on Shabbos. You're holding it. You're putting it. Oh, you know what? I need to walk outside. You put it on your foot. Gzeira. Says the Gemara. The halach is not like Reb Elazar Reb Shimon. Pshita. Why do you have to tell me that? Anytime you have one against many, the halach is like the rabbim. So the halach is not like Reb Shimon Elazar. Mao the same. Mistaber time the Reb Elazar Reb Shimon baha. Well, he's saying a very nice, logical explanation, and he has good reason. It's common sense. Once you're holding on to the shoe, maybe that itself will give you tsar, for whatever the reason is. It should be aser. Kamash Malon, look, he's a yachid, we don't go by him. Reb Chia, says Reb Chia, you'll have the korli bavloi shari isurei. If I didn't have a nickname that I'm this makel rabbi, you want to get a kula, go to me. Sharina beituva, I would allow more nails. It's a whole sugi about nails. How many nails? 5, 7, 10. We're coming to an end with this now. He says, I would allow many more. Vikama. What's many more? Bepumpadisa Amrin Esim Arba, 24, they say in Pumbedisa. Basura Amrin Esim Tartan, either 22 or 24. I guess this was very, very important stuff. Because Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak comes and says, look, I have a simon. You want to remember that in Surah they said 22 versus 24 in Pumbedisa? Ad Asam in Pumbedisa, the Surah, if Reb Chia was walking from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael, which he did, he took a trip, and he's walking with his shoes, and he's wearing out his shoes. So when he gets from Pumbedisa and he gets to Surah, Chasatarti, it's inevitable that 2 of the nails are going to be worn out. That's how you remember. You go from more nails to fewer nails, because first you start at Pumbedisa, on your way to Eretz Yisrael, you pass by Surah. By that time, you're going to be missing 2 nails, brand new sugya. We said in the Mishnah, a person is not allowed to walk outdoors on Shabbos with 1 shoe. Rashi gives 2 explanations. Either because people might think that you are carrying the second shoe, or because people will make fun of you and they'll say, look at that funny guy walking with a funny shoe, 1 shoe, and you're going to be embarrassed. You'll take off that shoe and walk in Rosh Hashanah. We have to remember this, because how does it fit into our sugya now? So the Mishnah says you cannot walk with that 1 shoe if you don't have a wound. Says the Gemara Daf Samach Aleph Amud Aleph. I love Samach Aleph Amud Aleph. You know why? First of all, we are 60 daf into Masechta Shabbos. Amazing. 60 daf. Also, it's my initials, Stefansky Eli. It's a great daf. Hoyesh B'Rag Yimako Nofik. If you have a wound, you could go out with 1 shoe. So you think it's that easy. By the way, I just want to tell you how great our chabura is, our whole chavra. We have a kid online almost every single day. His name is Yoel Bergman from Chicago. Yoel Bergman, I don't know, I think he's like 14 years old. I don't know who's a bigger tzaddik, him, that he stays up every night, or his mom, who sits right next to him, making sure that he doesn't do anything illegal on the internet. She stays up till 1, 2 in the morning with him, so he could learn Torah. But Yoel Bergman wanted one of our coffee mugs that we gave out at the last siyum. Oh, here's Yoel Bergman and his cup. Hey Yoel, he's showing it off. So one of our great friends, Michael Cohen, the lawyer who came to visit us in MDY in the Beis Medrash, sent it to him in the mail. Took his own mug. The poor guy, now he doesn't have a mug. Well, I might have an extra one. I don't know. We'll have to try to get it to him. How did Michael Cohen get a mug? Because Yeshua Ehrenpreis decided he needs a mug. So he went and he found his daughter in a seminary, drove down there, gave his daughter the mug, and his daughter brought home the mug. Kids, we got crazy people in this year. Unbelievable. Camaraderie. So y'all, you drink coffee? Y'all, just say yes or no. You don't have to answer me. No, you don't drink coffee. He doesn't drink coffee, but he wants a coffee mug. Gewaldig. Don't ask me why. He doesn't want the watch, but he wants it. No, he wants a watch also. He asked me once for a watch. Says the Gemara, what shoe could you go out with? He's wearing 1 shoe. Is he wearing the shoe on the foot with a wound or the foot without a wound? And guess what the answer is? What is Hil Kamyansky? The answer is, it's a machloikis. Ravuna says, only on the foot that has a wound could you wear 1 shoe. Why? Why does a person wear a sandal in those days? To prevent injury. You don't want to step on glass or anything like that. So to prevent injury, you wear a sandal. And therefore, why is he wearing that 1 shoe? Because he doesn't want to get injured. But nobody's going to say or make fun of him. So what are the 2 reasons in Rashi? They're going to say, he's carrying a second shoe. Nobody's going to say he's carrying a second shoe. Why? Because they see he's limping. He's limping. The reason why he's wearing 1 shoe is because he doesn't want to injure that foot that's injured. Obviously, he has a good reason why he's wearing 1 shoe. And they're not going to make fun of him either, because he has a good reason. Great. He's allowed to wear a shoe on the foot that doesn't have a wound. Something like what we do today. Why do we wear shoes? Because we're spoiled. We want it to be soft on our feet. We're not that concerned about the stones or whatever. So you wear a shoe for your own enjoyment. So again, people are going to see that he's wearing one shoe, and they're going to see that he has a limp. They understand the reason why he's not wearing his second shoe is because he has a good reason. Nobody will make fun of him, and nobody will chash at him that he's carrying his other shoe. But let's say he was wearing his shoe, according to this man on the bad foot, there will be a problem. So Rabbi Yochanan tells Rav Shemen bar Abba, go get me my shoes. Yav lay the yamin. So he brought him one shoe, the right shoe. Omar lei asisay maka. Says Rabbi Yochanan to Rav Shemen bar Abba, you just made me as if I'm injured. So there's a whole cheshbon here. Rabbi Yochanan, as we're going to see in a second, holds that what shoe do you put on? You put on your left shoe first. If he by mistake put on a right shoe, or he put on a right shoe because that's all he had, he will not put on his left shoe because you have to put on the left shoe first. And if I put on my right shoe, then it's too late. I don't have an option. I can't put my left shoe on after I put on my right shoe. Therefore, you just made me as if I'm injured. Who could wear one shoe? A person that's injured. And the Gemara understands what foot is he referring to? The foot that's injured. Asi soy maka. If you just the simple language in Rabbi Yochanan, that foot that I am trying on this shoe, I'm putting on this shoe, is as if it has a wound. So you see that Rabbi Yochanan holds, like Rav Huna, that holds that the foot that you put on the one shoe is the foot that has a maka. You hear what's going on here? One more time. Rabbi Yochanan holds you put on the left shoe first. So if he gave him a right shoe and he put on the right shoe, then he cannot put on the left shoe halachically. Therefore, you made me as if I'm injured on one foot. Which foot? The foot that I put on the shoe is the foot that's injured. Asi soy maka. Says the Gemara, not a great raya. It doesn't say what foot you made a maka. Maybe he holds that you put the shoe on the good foot, not the foot that's injured. Asisa shel small maka. Asisa is referring not to the foot I'm putting on my shoe, but the other foot. Okay, just so you understand, the Meshech Chachma takes from this one line, and this is the Chachma of a Gadol, he takes from this one line, he goes, since Rabbi Yochanan said, Havli Misanai, go fetch me my shoes. Now, you need to know that Rav Shemen bar Abba was a Kohen. So you're allowed to tell a Kohen to go do work for you. If you are a Rebbe, he goes to a whole cheshbon. There's a little bit of an issue because Rabbi Yochanan is also a Kohen. Isn't the Kohen allowed to tell another Kohen? It says V'kidashtoi. You have to treat a Kohen with respect. But what if you're a Kohen? A Kohen doesn't have to treat another Kohen. You could have another Kohen do. That's what the Bir Halacha says. Perhaps the Meshech Chachma holds, Meir Simcha holds that no, a Kohen is not allowed to use another Kohen. Anyway, just to show that you take two words and you can make a whole shtickle Torah from it. Anyway, says the Gemara. Beautiful sugi here. V'az Rabbi Yochanan Tamei, Rabbi Yochanan holds like his own shita. Dam Rabbi Yochanan, kit tefillin, kach minolim. Just like tefillin, if you are a righty, you take your tefillin, put it on your left arm, and you wrap your arm. Mat tefillin b'smoil, af minolim b'smoil. So just like tefillin, you do on your left hand, so too, your shoes should be, so too your shoe, put on your shoe, your left shoe first. What is the connection between shoes and tefillin? Ma'inyan shmita eitzel har Sinai. Just like tefillin you do on your left, so too your shoe. Brings the Rebbe Kiva Eger an amazing pshat. You're going to love this pshat. Oh no, look who I see here. Rabbi Epstein himself. Daniel Epstein. Shalom Aleichem. I missed you. 50 days I haven't seen you. Unbelievable. Thank you for joining us today. He comes, he sits next to me every day, but since Zoom, since the whole corona, he had to help his wife. I don't know what kind of excuses. Now he's on. I appreciate it. I'm moichel you for all of the time. By the way, if you haven't done those 50 daf, I'm sure you did, but let's say you're one of those guys, skip them. 50 daf you could also skip. And we're starting a beautiful look. We're talking about shoes today. Beautiful sugyas. You're going to love today's daf. It's a perfect daf. Says Rabbi Kiva like this. He brings an Emek Hamelach. I have to say this because it's a beautiful pshat. It says in the Gemara Sait and Daf Yud Zayin that Rava says, B'schar that Avram Avinu told the king of Zdaim, what's the lashon? Im mechut v'atzroich nal. So Klal Yisrael was zoicha chut, a string, tcheles. Sroich nal, because he said, I don't want anything from you, not even a shoelace, we have the mitzvah of tefillin. Says the Emek Halacha. There's a great connection between a shoe and tefillin. The only reason we have tefillin is because of a shoe. And adds the Meshech Chachma, and that's why, even though we are mechuyev to wear tefillin all day long, and the Vilna Gaon says, if he had the strength, he would go out there and make people wear tefillin all day long, just like people wear tefillin tzitzis all day long. But like we had in the Gemara, Elisha Bal Knafayim, we don't have a guf naki, so we do it once a day. When? Mamish b'di'evid, for a few minutes a day. When? Shachris. Because of Avram Avinu is Mesakin Shachris. And the whole reason we have tefillin is because of Avram. Weiter. Meisvei. Question on Rabbi Yochanan. It says Mefurish in the Brisa, put on the right shoe first. We have a contradiction between Rabbi Yochanan and a Brisa. A Brisa is more powerful than Rabbi Yochanan, but Rabbi Yochanan obviously heard this from Tanoim, and therefore you could pick and choose whatever you want. Maybe you never heard about this Brisa. Maybe if he would have heard it, have a hadar, he would have taken it back, retracted his shita. Maybe he did hear about it, but he holds that the Brisa is wrong. Or this is what we do today. You want to be a Reish Shamayim, you could do both. But how can you do two? How can you put on both shoes simultaneously? You put on your right shoe and you don't tie the shoelaces. And then you put on the left shoe and you tie the left shoe. And then you tie the right shoe. What if you don't have shoelaces? What goes on first? Says Taisus, if you have a slip-on shoe, then you put on the right shoe first. Now there's a famous story, I have to say real quick, we're running out of time already. Famous story, and I'll tell you how I heard the story one time. I was at a place, Louis Kolam, who watches the shir every day, who arranged for MDY a tremendous donation. He asked me, it was like 4 years ago, do me a favor, can you please go to Modi'in Eilit? His stepfather donated $1 million to a school there. I need you to represent me. No problem, so I represented him. When I got there, I was there for a while. All of a sudden, my future chavruso, I didn't know then, Yedidya Kramer, this guy right over here, got up and gave a speech, and this is what he said. That there's a famous story that in the Air Force, there was a chayal, a soldier, who accepted upon himself one mitzvah. He wasn't shomer Torah mitzvahs, he accepted upon himself one mitzvah. What was the mitzvah? He's going to put on his right shoe first, then his left, and tie the left and then the right. And they were going on a mission, and he said, "Oi, I forgot." So he sat down, and he undid his shoes, and he started over again, and by the time he finished, he missed the helicopter ride, and that helicopter crashed. That is the story. And when Yedidya Kramer said the story, a guy in the audience jumped up and started screaming at him. Hold on. Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Yeshua Aaron Price is here. You got to see this. Here, come over here. Come into the screen. This is Yeshua Aaron Price. You guys want to know what Yeshua brought? Coffee, Yishkoyach, stay away, Daled Amos.
I have a cup. RBS. Chicago.
What is this?
Baltimore. Everyone wants deliveries. You have the North.
Oh, you did this thing. Beautiful. Don't pour it on my charts. Chas v'shalom. Wow, you're a tzaddik.
We need more folders.
We don't need more folders. We don't have a shear. We're not in the base measures. Who's drinking coffee? This guy, Yeshua Aaron Price, is running around the neighborhood giving out coffee to people. Unbelievable. He misses the days in MDY. Thank you, Yeshua. Unbelievable. I have to change the code on my door. It keeps on coming in while I'm giving shear. All right. So the story, so the guy went nuts. This guy went crazy. He says, how dare you say that? What the other chaylim deserve to die? Kids. That's how I remember the story. I don't know. It's one of these stories that is going around. Either it's true, it's not true. But there was a bad side to the story in that case. Omer Ravashi. Chazinu Rav Kahana Deli Kapid. Says Rav Ashi, I saw Rav Kahana myself with my own eyes, never cared whether he put on the right shoe before the left shoe before the right. Bottom line is, Brona Mishnah Brura, if you want to, you be makbid, it's kedai to be makbid. Put on the right shoe first, you put on the left shoe second, you tie the left shoe, then you tie the right shoe. In other words, even in the minor things that we do, we're just tying shoes. We have halachas, we could be mekayim mitzvahs. In the smallest of the small, we could do mitzvahs. Tana Rabbana. Keshu noyel shel yamin, that's what we learned. You first put on the right shoe. V'achikach noyel shel small, and then you put on the left. Keshu choylets, wait a minute, we're not done yet. What about when you take off shoes? Which shoe do you take off first? Choylets shel small, v'achikach choylets shel yamin. You take off the left shoe and then the right. Keshu roichetz. And when you're in the shower and nobody sees you, we also have halachas. Roichetz shel yamin. You wash your right hand first, then the left. Right foot, left foot. Kishusach, and when he's oiling himself or shampooing himself, sach shel yamin v'achkach shel small. And if you want to do your entire body, sach roish tchila. First comes the head. These are halachas in Mishnah Berurah, by the way. There's a way how to bathe yourself. You start from the head, you go down, right, left, v'chulo. Now, if you don't do it, you're not going to go to Gehenim. But these are halachas, things that we do. Certain things that we do. Says the Gemara, v'loi b'tefillin, you don't walk out on Shabbos with tefillin. Amar Rav Safra, loi teima, liba demand omer Shabbos levs man tefillin hu. This is machlokes. What happens if you wear tefillin on Shabbos? Yotzin, mitzvah, not mitzvah. Ois, not. Whole sugya, next mesechta. Loi teima, liba demand omer Shabbos levs man tefillin hu. Even if you hold, you could wear tefillin on Shabbos. You're not allowed to go out with them. You are going to have to go to the bathroom eventually. In those days, bathrooms were not indoors; they were outdoors. They were Rishus Harabim. You cannot go into the bathroom with your tefillin. You're going to have to remove your tefillin. You might walk dalad amas. And some people say it's on the seifa. In other words, if Safar is on the seifa. It says in the Seifa that if you did go out on all these things, amulet, all these things, jewelry, you walk out, you're not chayv achadas because we're discussing the Rabbanans. Omer Rav Safra, don't tell me that you're not chayv achadas. That's only because I hold that you could wear tefillin on Shabbos, and that's why it's not a doiraisa. Even if I hold, never wear tefillin, don't touch your tefillin on Shabbos, muktzah, whatever. Nevertheless, you're not chayav achatas. Why? My taima derech malbush avida. Since tefillin is a lavush, during the week it's a lavush. We wear tefillin. We don't put on. We wear tefillin, so it's a lavush. It's a lavush. Yes, you shouldn't wear it on Shabbos, but if you do, you're wearing a lavush. Memela, you're not chayav achatas. Now we're going into the sugya of kameya, which not that complicated, but the Rishonim make it complicated because the Rashi says one pshat. We're not going to get into Tosfos at all, but even Rashi himself contradicts himself. And Tosfos says that Rashi retracted this, didn't retract that, so it becomes a little bit of a confusion. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. Here, let's start with this. Basically, 2-3 charts here. 2 charts. Here's a guy writing a kameya. There's 2 things in a kameya. Either the person that's writing it is a mumcha, meaning whatever he writes is good to go, you can wear it on Shabbos, he's a professional, he has experience, he's proven that his kameyas work. Then there's the actual kameya. And what's very interesting about the actual kameya, in other words, if this kameya worked here, he wrote 1 kameya and it helped 3 times, you see that this guy happens to be the same exact guy. He got corona 3 times in a row. They say you might be able to get it twice, 3 times. The same guy 3 times, and the kameya, you see the kameya around is worked every single time. then that kameya is mumcha. What does that mean? Different than what you think. It means that if I were to write those exact words, and I'm not this guy here, I'm a different dude in New York, and I write the same exact words, it's going to work. Because these words on this kameya have proven that it heals a guy 3 times. The kameya, what's not the physical kameya, the way it's written is proven. That's a kameya mumcha. And then we have the guy that's a mumcha. If he's proven, how do you prove him? So that's what we have to see exactly.
Eli, this guy's out of control.
Who?
Who?
Oh, Yeshua's by you now? I don't see you. Where are you?
Got to be restrictions on this guy. He's got to be restricted. We got to speak to the MOH about it.
Listen, but seriously, I'm not kidding you. He works in, I'm not going to mention the place, but it's Ramabet, and they are on complete lockdown from the government. One of the only places in Israel that are on complete lockdown because the people there are not careful. And he works in a store there. Be careful of that guy.
Nice to see you, Tzaddik.
Yeah, get out of my house. Nice to see you. Yeah. Shkoyach Yeshua, I love the coffee. I'm not going to, can't drink that coffee. It's full of corona. Says the Gemara, but he's a tzaddik anyway. It's the spirit, it's not the coffee. We don't need this coffee. If this guy wrote 3 kameyas for 3 different people, 3 different illnesses, I'm telling you the end of the sugya. It doesn't have to be 9 kameyas, 3 kameyas. But each one has a different disease. You see, this guy has COVID-19. This guy has boredom. This guy has laziness. You see this guy sitting on the couch. He can't even put his hand. He's eating straight directly out of the plate. This guy, it's not that great of a picture, but you get it. He has a big machla. And the guy cured him with, a amulet, a kameya, 3 different diseases. So now this guy is a professional. No matter what he writes, now he can write kameyas for heart attacks and strokes, and they're going to work. And you're allowed to wear them. You're allowed to wear them on Shabbos. Okay, so that's the end of the sugya. Again, we got a guy that has a kameya mumcha because he did 3 times even to one person on the same disease. You got a guy that wrote 3 different types of diseases for 3 different types of people. The Gemara doesn't know. What if it's 3 different diseases for one person? We don't know. No answer. Teku. Because it's possible that the person has a special mazel and it helps along the kameya, and it's not so much the person writing the kameya. There's a Rashi on Amud Beis that says, and there's a lot of Rashis on Amud Beis, we're not going to go through them and they contradict each other and it's a whole mess. But one interesting Rashi says, that comes to explain why any Joe Schmo could write a kameya and it works. It's not totally in his own person, his personality, in his chachma.
He just dropped this off at my house.
He's going from house to house. The whole thing. You can't touch that. You have to sanitize that thing. All right. There's no corona in Israel. That's it. That's the bottom line. They think there's no corona in Israel. You hear what's going on here? It's not in his mazel, but once he had the chachma, once he told you what words to put in the kameya, we're good to go. Let's see it inside. And not in a kameya. That's not a mumcha, because if it is a mumcha kameya, I'm allowed to go out with it on Shabbos. Only a non-mumcha you can't go out, because if it's a mumcha, it's for healing purposes, mutter. You don't need both. That the kameya is a mumcha and the gavra. And on this Rashi says, and again, to confuse us, Rashi says that this guy either wrote 3 kameyas for 3 different people. 3 different people that had the same disease. I even made a quick 3 different people. You see yellow face, gray face, and white face, but they have the same disease. Don't be confused now, because we're going to get to the Salad Halacha right after this. That he healed 3 people from the same disease, so he's a mumcha and the kamei is a mumcha. You see, he became a mumcha because he did 3 different people, even though it's one disease. Or he says another pshat, he made 9 kameyas. three different people, three different diseases, but in each disease he tried it out on three different people. So you're going from katza to katza. You don't need all that. Even if the man himself is a mumcha, by healing three people with three different diseases. Okay, so that's this guy. And that's what we come out at the end of the sugya. Three different people, three different diseases, that's a mumcha. What about if the kameya is a mumcha? Says Taisvis kolshkein. If the kameya itself is a mumcha, of course I could go out with it. The kameya itself is proven. It's a much bigger chiddush to say that the person is proven. He's not a fraud. He knows what he's doing. The kanami that I could go with one out of the two. The ktani v'loy b'kameya b'zman sheinu min ha-mumcha. What does ha-mumcha mean? From the professional. Not the kameya itself is professional. It is, I'm looking downwards because my screen today is not working. The big one, I'm looking at I hope that's not okay. Ha-mumcha means the person that wrote it versus mumcha, the kameya itself. V'loy ktani b'zman sheinu mumcha shma mino. Tana Rabbanan, let's go into it. Eze kameya mumcha. What is considered a professional kameya amulet itself? Kol sharipa v'shana v'shilish. This guy right over here, it healed one person, even one machla, one person, 3 times. It doesn't matter whether it was written Shem Hashem in it, or I put together a bunch of herbs. That's a kameya. It works.
Eli, David has a question. Go ahead, ask.
Go.
Is it 3 for 3 or 3 for 100?
3 for 3.
3 for 3?
What do you mean 3 for 3? 3 people.
Yeah, but let's say you tried to cure 100 people.
Oh, no. Then of course he's not a mumcha. Then he's a weirdo. Shkayach. No, he tried. Not only that, what you're asking, not only that, the Rishonim ask a question later. I don't want to confuse it. There's too much here. But how does he ever get to know that the kameya is a good kameya, the Rishonim ask? If he's a professional already, he healed 3 people, then you'll never know if his kameya is a professional kameya or not, because he's a healer. So any one kameya that he makes is a professional kameya. So how do you ever get to a guy writing 3 kameyas that are professional? Even on number 1, he's a professional. So you have to say it goes in reverse. He makes it 3 kameyas for 1 disease, and it worked. Then he became a professional. Anyway, I don't want to confuse you guys. But thanks for asking, and I knew somebody's going to wake up here. What if it's 1 out of 2, but the other 3 people are not sick with the same disease that's not the same disease, but they have different faces on the kameya, but it's not okay, shkoyach. We have enough confusion here. Zok the Gemara, even if the person doesn't have a disease that's going to kill him. Oh my gosh, we have 6 minutes left. Not that he's physically sick. Rashi brings an example. Let's say he has a genetic problem in his family, says Rashi, like epilepsy. And he doesn't have epilepsy, but he's worried to get the epilepsy. You're allowed to put a kameya. Not just he has nervin, but he has a good reason to believe he might get epilepsy. Or whatever is genetic. I don't know if epilepsy is genetic, whatever is genetic. And this amulet I can undo and do in Rosh Hashanah. But I cannot put it on my jewelry, hang it from my bracelet, hang it from my ring. Why? Marasayim, Shemarasayim. People are going to think I'm wearing jewelry. Now let her wear jewelry. Why are you telling me that it's enough to heal 1 person 3 times? 1 person. Look at this. It's 1 guy. You see, he's 1 guy. It's not true. It says in the Bride, you have to heal 3 people. Like Kasha. Halim chui gavro. Halim chui kimeyo. Okay, there's a difference. If I'm trying to show that the guy is a professional, then I need 3 different people. If I'm trying to show that the kameya is a professional, then it has to heal that 1 machla 3 times. Anybody in the world could write it from that point on. It's not the person, it's the actual kameya. Therefore, Amar Papa, here's Allah L'maisa. Pshitali. Tlas kameya, litlas gavri. If you have 3 kameas for 3 different people and 3 different diseases 3 times, ismachi gavri, ismachi kamea. Then of course, this guy's a professional, the kamea is professional, then there's no question. Tlasa kamea, litlasa gavri, chad zimna, if he did it only once, for 3 people, gavri ismacha kamea lo ismachi. Right? This kamea that helps COVID-19 only worked 1 time in its life. The next one is for boredom. That also only worked once. So you don't have, in any of these cases, you don't have a kamea that proved itself 3 times. What do you have? You have a professional that healed 3 people. He's a professional. The kamea is not a professional. Asked Rav, Chad kamea lo gavri, kamea ismachi, gavri lo ismachi. Bayra papa. And finally, the question that we had before. What if it's 3 people, 3 of the same guy? It's the same guy 3 times, but 3 different diseases, COVID, boredom, and laziness, to the same guy, and he healed the same guy. What you could say is that perhaps it's the person being healed that healed himself. He has a special mazel. It's not this guy. He's not a professional. He just got lucky with a guy that has good genes that take on a kamea. By the way, real quickly, because there's a beautiful story about the Taz. And I know there's only 1 minute left, but you have to say it. It's a famous story. They asked the Taz to write a kamea, and he says, I don't do it. They begged him. They said, this woman is dying. So he wrote a kamea, and the woman was healed. They took the kamea, and they used it for many years. They kept on healing the same disease over and over. Until one Chacham Batata decided he's going to open up the kamea. And he opened up the kamea, and what did he find? The Taz says, Rebbeinu Shalom, in the schus of my amelus ha-Torah, in the sugya of tipas cholav b'gdeira, please heal this woman. It wasn't Hashem and psukim. It was in my schus. And of course, from that moment on, the story goes, the kamea never worked again. Zog the Gemara, I'm just saying, sometimes kameas are not what you think. Bayra papa, bayra papa. Tlasa kamea lechad gavrumai. What if he made 3 different kameas, but for 1 human being? Kamea vadi lo yismachi. He never proved any one of those 3 kameas because they're 3 different diseases. Gavri ismachi, but he proved that he's a good healer. Or lo yismachi, but he didn't prove it. Mi amrinan ha'asile. Look, the fact is, in the pudding, he healed this guy 3 times. Or perhaps it's the guy being healed. Rashi asks a beautiful question. We saw before that one guy healed 3 times by 1 kamea. That is a good raya. Ayin sham. A kamea has Hashem's name in it. It has psukim. Does it have gedusha? What's the nafkamina? Let's say there's a big fire like we had in the Meir Yeshiva in Brooklyn. Are you allowed to take the kamei and bring it into a mavi that doesn't have eruv? Tashma, you're not allowed to. Interesting halacha. Habrachas v'kamei. Rashi says, for instance, the Birkei Shemona Esrei of Rosh Hashanah that have a lot of psukim, a lot of Shem Hashems. B'kitzur, the machzor. You allowed to save it? No. Avapi sheyesh b'm oisyois u'mayin yanois harbi shabbat Torah. A lot of psukim. Ematzilin oison mipnei adleika. You cannot save it. You let it burn. Okay, so that's not the question. What is the question? Do you have to be going? Is it like the guy in Borough Park? Got a big U-Haul truck, put up a big sign, Gniza, $5 a bag, filled up his whole truck, took the whole truck, threw it in the garbage. Remember that story? Yeah. So Gniza, a real Gniza. Do you have to put it in the ground? What if you put Hashem's name on your bed, on the bedpost, Yogoid, cut the bedpost off, and you have to hide it, bury it. So the question is, am I permitted to go into the bathroom with an amulet? Do they have special kedusha and therefore I cannot go in, or perhaps no kedusha? Tashma. It says in our Mishnah you cannot walk outside of Rosh Hashanah if the kameya is not a professional one, and we were medayi coming on mumcha nafig, but if it's a professional one, you could go out. Why? Because it's a healing item. V'yamers kameim, it's a levush. V'yamers kameim yesh b'hem mishum gedusha. Zin the mitzvah l'beis hakisi v'asal asin dalamis b'shurabim. Wait a minute. How am I allowed to go into Rosh Hashanah? What if I need to go to the bathroom while I'm walking around and I have to remove my kameya? Says the Gemara, no raya, because perhaps we're talking about the second type of amulet, not the one you write, but the one you put different grasses together, different herbs together. No, we learned Mefurish before. There's no difference between the two. They're all in the same category. We're talking about written ones also. Perhaps the pshat is his life is in danger. He's on a ventilator, so of course he could carry this kameya into the bathroom, and even go into the bathroom with it. No, that's not a good right, because perhaps we're talking about a chodesh shem b'sakana. Elokivin the masi, but perhaps since it's curing him, it doesn't matter. Even if he takes it off, at the end of the day, it's still curing him. As long as it's on him, it's curing him. Anyway, it says the Gemara, no rayas, because you're not allowed to hold it in your hand, even if you're a chodesh shesh b'sakana. Never hold it in your hand. Just leave it. At the end of the day, we don't have a raya. You want to bring a raya that is chodesh she'en b'sakana. We're talking about ksav. We're talking about all the hardest things that might be a raya. But at the end of the day, we're talking about that it's covered in leather. It's tightly covered. Tightly covered is allowed. Not that you put it in a box and cover. Like the amulets, like those guys wear amulets, tight cover, allowed to go into the bathroom with it. Oh, so bottom line is that if a person is a chodesh shesh b'sakana, he could go into the bathroom without it being covered. If it's a chodesh she'en b'sakana, he could go into the bathroom with it being covered. We don't have a raya if this amulet is kedusha, not kedusha. Tefillin the mechupa'ar, but how come we have to take off our tefillin before we go into the bathroom? It's covered with leather. Why is it different than an amulet? You have to take off your tefillin. The shin has kedusha. This is a special halacha mishum mesina. You have to have a shin. The word shakai, the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, shin, on the tefillin shorosh. By the way, Taisus holds, and it's not so much, maybe not la'alacha, but Taisus points out that removing tefillin, we're talking about the tefillin shorosh. Tefillin shayad, you can go to the bathroom with your tefillin shayad on, holds Taisus, and others, right? Brought down halacha not to. I call bottom the shin of the tefillin shorosh. The dalet in the back of the Ritzu, remember I said I don't understand how come people have not a dalet, they have like a square, and then somebody wrote me that the Mishnah Berurah made a mistake. When he wrote you should do a dalet, he quoted somebody, but he misquoted him. And anyway, a square is actually two daleds, backside forwards. But okay, so you have shin, daled, and the yud on the yad by the kesher spells Hashem's name. Memela, and those are all halachim mishum Sinai. That is all gedusha. So I can't go into the bathroom with a shin on my tefillin. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And now we're going to leave it on for the YouTubers. Go ahead, Noam. Adonai, Shema b'keli dinos, nachal kashuv bois. Adonai Shema Adonai miyamoy. Shemcha slicha leman tivorei. Yisad kitson nafshi v'leibo chalti. Yisad kitson nafshi v'leibo chalti. Nafshi l'Adonai, mishomrim l'boiker, shomrim l'boiker. Chesed Adonai Adonai Chesed v'arbei mo'ivdu v'yivdas Yisrael mikol Avon Yisrael v'chelik Yisrael zim zim shim Bogi mirach madei Amen. Yishkoach Noam, Yishkoach everybody. We'll leave it on for a few more minutes on Zoom. I'm sorry, on YouTube. YouTube could see the Zoomers on my little screen here. The big screen is off today.
Have a good day.
Guten Tag. Reb Simcha from London. Have a great day. Fischl Gross from Baltimore. And Moshe, what else do we have? Oh, Yoel Bergman, where are you? Let me show. Where's your cup? People want to see your cup. Where's Yoel? Oh, here he is. Yoel, show your cup. Where's your cup?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, I'm waiting patiently.
You used to say to me, "Where's your cup?"
Where's Michael Cohen? Yo, I don't see it. Put it nicely. Here it is. Here's his. I don't see the emblem. Put the emblem on. Otazoy. Yo, you're excited? You got a good cup?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. Yo's a big Talmud Chacham. David Feinberg and his child. Lauren Spiegelman, where is he? Spielman. Eli Dykman from Brooklyn. Shkoyach.
Have a young Bagman.
We're less than 100 days away from finishing the semester.
100 days away.
Less than 100.
Lauren, I can hear your son. What is he saying?
He's just rambling.
He's saying hello to Yoel Bergman something.
What do you think? He asked you.
Is Yosef Erman, Chaim Kornbluth, Josh Schreiber, who says hello to his father every day on Zoom. Where's his father? Oh, here he is, Joe Schreiber. Joe Schreiber and Josh Schreiber related very much. Fischl, you have Yartzeit tomorrow, right? Where's your Fischl? He disappeared from my screen. Oh, here he is. Fischl Gross. You have Yartzeit. I didn't forget. Don't worry about it.
Isn't the possible shot by Tefillin compared to...
Whoa, hello. You're asking questions? Hold the questions for later. Hold on a second.
Okay. Have a good day, everybody.
But it's good to see you, Hillel. I'm happy you're on.
I'm turning out. Bye, everyone.
Moshe Kenning is on. You know who Moshe Kenning is? Moshe Kenning is Mayor Kenning's son. Gewaldig. Yeah. He's probably up the whole night, that's why.
He's not used to 3 hours sleep like us.
What was he? Is he on typically? I don't really see. Yeah, I saw him yesterday, I think. Yeah, you're right. I saw him.
He tries to be.
All right.
You might need to change your credit card.
Why is that? Oh! That's my wife's. There's nothing on it. Shkoyach.
Is it wifey holding his wife's credit card?
Because I don't have a phone. My phone is broken. I'm using my wife's phone, remember? Very funny. Yes. I'm going to shut off this YouTube. I think people are bored already.